You wanna go back to a place where we can hide. You wanna legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome everyone to AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CCV, joined alongside Babagusta, and we are bringing to you the final day that we have of the second open qualifiers that we held right here to determine which will be the top 8 teams in the South Asian region at the current moment. And out of those 8 teams, which will be the top 4 teams moving on forward, playing in the finals of this Challenger Series in our LAN event taking place in August. So, keeping that in mind, final stage of the qualifiers, we just have a single best of 3 remaining. Baba, one more team will be able to secure their spot right here, right now. I am really hyped up. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great as well, CCV, and talk about the second match itself on Anaadi Army versus Reckoning Esports. For a minute there, I had to see the proper match itself. Yeah, there you go. The second match, Reckoning Esports and Anaadi Army. Only one can have a spot into into the main event. And at this point, even though either Reckoning Esports or Anaadi might lose, we still have that surprise pick, right, CCB? So
Yeah.
at this point, although the opposition team, even if they lose or not, they still have a final chance. But all in all, when you have the chance, obviously they want to take it out, right? So
Yep.
this match will determine whether if Reckoning Esports can succeed in doing so, or will Anadi Army crush it out.
Well, let's wait and watch. We also had our first matchup of the day, August up against Medal Esports. Medal finally already securing a stage in the group stages for themselves, by taking out that best of 3 and taking out August. 2-0 was the final score. Excellent play from the side of Medal. And August now they move on forward into the wildcard stages where I believe they'll be facing off against True Rippers, the losers of this matchup, Reckoning and Anaadi. And obviously, we'll have another team from the 5th and 6th positions all the way back in Qualifier 1. Because again, if any of the members right now, if any of our viewers, you're not completely aware why exactly 5th and 6th, the thing is, as we can see on our schedule, final day of the finals, the team that wins here between Reckoning and Anaadi already secure a spot in the group stages. In the wildcards, you have the 3rd and 4th teams from both the qualifiers. Now, in Qualifier 1, one of the teams was True Rippers. The other team was, well, Medal Esports. They were one of the 3rd and 4th teams. They had lost to, I believe it was Lethal Esports. Yeah, they had lost to Lethal Esports. They'd secured that 3rd and 4th position. So they already had that wildcard guaranteed. But right here, they don't even need to go through the wildcard stages. So that spot is vacant. And the team that fulfills that spot will be decided later. Again, a lot of back-end work that needs to be done. Statistics will be looked at, performances, and all that. What everyone needs to focus on is the group stages because they are so near us. Tomorrow and day after, we'll have the wildcards. But once that's done, we will have the top 8 teams in South Asia decided who, over the course of the next 5 days, will be fighting it out against each other. Best of 3 after best of 3 after best of 3. And then the top 4, they will be moving on forward into the Esports Club Arena. Yet again, it's going to be an amazing event. It will be taking place in Bangalore. It's a LAN event. Make sure to go down in the description, get your tickets sorted. Tickets to the event are free all 3 days. You can go there not just for the Challenger Series finals, not just to watch your favorite players, but to meet your favorite players, to meet your favorite content creators as well, to just enjoy all the activities that we'll have there. We'll have community tournaments for Valorant, for other esports titles. We'll have cosplay competitions with huge prizes on the line. But coming back to the professional Valorant tournament that we have going on right now, and the prize split It's going to be an overall prize pool of 15 lakh rupees. The winners, they'll be going home with 7,50,000. Runners up 4 lakhs, and the team finishing in third place, podium position as well, 2,50,000. But most importantly, the MVP of this entire tournament, the single most valuable player, regardless of which team they'll be playing from, will be going home with 1 lakh rupees. And honestly, Baba, that is the price I always look forward to the most.
Absolutely, CCV. Not only does the team get to win their official prize pool,
Mm-hmm.
the most valued player will get an extra bonus of 1 lakh rupees. Even more so, Bangalore Fest from the esports club will be a huge one. Like you said, CCV, the tournament isn't the only thing that's been present in the series. You still have the crossplay events. There are so many things. Even the content creators will be present in towards Bangalore. I cannot wait for that event to happen in 12th August. So, folks, if you want to register, ensure that you have tickets. Make sure to head on into the esports club, register yourself, get your tickets now. And we hope to see you guys in Bengaluru, which will
Mm-hmm.
happen in August 12th. But for now, let's just focus on the second qualifiers matchup. Team Anaadi Army versus Reckoning Esports. Now, this match will be a tough one for both of them because they've already got a chance. Just like I said, even though if they do lose, yes, they still have another chance from the wildcard event, third and fourth
Yeah.
place. But when it comes to having a lot of chances, wouldn't it be best for the team to get a guaranteed spot instead of saying, you know what, even if we do lose, we have a backup, right? Wrong. Because getting a confirmation on this or getting a confirmation on the seat ensures guarantee, and also you get to rewatch the wards again. You'll have a lot of time to scrim, you'll have a lot of time to understand what the teams are doing, in which you'll be able to
Prepare.
strategize, get prepared, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll have a substantial amount of time to understand their strategies and figure out a way to counters. That's the main reason why getting qualified as fast as possible is the best way for the team to proceed. Let's take a look at the map veto itself and see what kind of maps we'll be able to see on the second matchup of team Reckoning Esports versus Anaadi Army. The first map will be on Icebox, which is picked by Reckoning Esports. We will see Anaadi Army on attack. The second map, however, will be on Ascent, back again. This time it's Reckoning Esports on defense. Decider is nonetheless on Haven, the three sites A, B, and C. It's interesting to see Deciders to be on map Haven. All in all, Reckoning Esports will be back on Icebox once again. And
Yeah.
if you remember the previous matchup we had from Reckoning Esports, we saw how dominant they were on map Icebox. Now, do we? Mid control
Yes.
was very much powerful. Bad Love had so much control on mid, and it was very difficult for the opposition team to try to, uh, you know, get control on the situation. Although they had side control of both A and B side, it's just that sometimes when they, went back for the rotate, I'm talking about the opposition team, by the way, when they went for a rotate, there's always an interception from Reckoning Esports' end because they had mid control. Even more so, they even shut down both their defensive hold as well. So let's see what will happen when they go up against Team Anaadi Army because, like I said, only one will proceed into the main event. Who's it going to be? Will it be Reckoning Esports or will it be Anaadi Army? We might be able to find it out on map Icebox on map number one.
Exactly. Icebox it is, and I have to agree with you, Baba, that with the side of Reckoning Esports, defeating Chilcot day before yesterday on this very map, 13-2. It makes a lot of sense why Reckoning have gone back here. I mean, they had gone for that double sentinel strategy with, Harsh on the Sage and Bad Love on that Killjoy. And it turns out that both the sentinels ended up getting the most amount of kills. Just goes to show how much they were at the front line of the defense, and especially how activated they were with their guns, with their utility. Every single time kills kept coming to their side. So it was an amazing play, and Reckoning were looking oh so dominant, oh so almighty on that very map. That for Anaadi Army, Icebox will be a lot more difficult, but it's not like it's a done deal. There is that bit of optimism for Anaadi Army in my eyes. And that optimism lies in the next two maps that we have, Ascent and Haven. We also saw Anaadi Army play very, very recently against Win Streak Esports, and there on Ascent, those guys had a 13-5 win. I would say that against, Win Streak Esports, that's a very good score, regardless of which team you are. So 13-5 win is going to be really good. And on Haven as well, I think it was 13-9. That was the final score, but I could be wrong. Regardless, it was a win for Anaadi Army, which allowed them to be here in the finals. So keeping that in mind, the next two maps are going to be very, very closely contested, but it's going to be a lot of back and forth. Now, we move on over to the agent selection screen. On the side of Reckoning Esports, it's Deadly 10, Rio, Harsh, Pixels, who also has his birthday today. So very, very happy birthday to him. He's always been dubbed, well, by me as Mr. Consistent just because of the sheer amount of kills he drops in every single game. And today, like I said already, I don't think he'll be cutting a cake. Rather, he wants to cut apart the roster and cut apart the chances of Anaadi Army moving on forward. So still, many, many congratulations to him for the day as well. Bad Love completes the roster. And on the side of Anaadi Army, you've got many, many known faces as well. Ion Q on the chamber once again. Ion Q. He's also someone you have to fear, especially when he's got the operator or the Tour de Force in his hands. Doxum, always the support player. Trist is there, who always goes back and forth between his agent choices. You can spot him on the Raze, on the Cypher, on the Viper this time, and even on the Killjoy. Sorry, on the Cypher, yeah, the Killjoy a couple of times. So he is a very versatile. Lost and Paradox as the two initiators, they close out the composition. So you have Anaadi Army focusing on a double initiator comp, and Reckoning going back to their roots with double Sentinels.
Yep, double Sentinels, just like we saw when they went up against Team Chillcord.
Yeah.
They're still making a decision to do the same thing. Although Rio was Rio did bring in Fade instead of Sova now, right? Or did it not? Because now we don't see Fade being brought out on map Icebox, and I can really understand
Not
why. You
really.
need to, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Fade would work out quite well on map Icebox, but so was though Hunter's Fury, Shock Dart, even more so the information that you get from the Owl drone is just way too much. For any of the sites, because most of the gunfights you'd attempt on A or B, it's just most of the time it's always long range. So all in all, no fade, which means it all depends on Sova's darts to give them vital information for the team, and also the Viper from both the hands of Trist and Pixels to block lines of sight and see whether if they can find a way to get an entry. But all in all, Icebox will proceed nonetheless, folks. Map number 1 will proceed with Reckoning Esports on defense first, and Team Anaadi Army on attack. You could say it's
Yeah.
more of like a mirror match because you have Rio with the Sova, so does Lost. The only difference is that we see KO from Paradox and Bad Love with with KJ. Now
AJ. Yeah.
KJ's lockdown. Although it's a very powerful tool, you still need to be careful of null commands. You still need to be careful of suppression knives, because if that suppression knife gets caught out, if Bad Love gets suppressed, the turrets wouldn't work out. Even more so, you cannot detonate the swarm grenades. Even more so,
Mhm.
alarm bot will be disabled. So Bad Love really needs to be careful for the knife and also for the null command. Even more so, this deadly double sentinel from Reckoning Esports proved wonders from when they went up against Team Chillcord. But will the same
Yeah.
strategy work out for Anadi Army, CCB?
Well, Anadi are known to always break through the defenses of their opposition. I mean, the past couple of best of threes that we've seen from their side, a couple of upset defeats here and there, we have seen that they can persevere through any defense that's put in front of them, even if they suffer through some obstacles, even if they suffer through some hardships, they move on forward. It's a win for them at the end. And right now, in the first half as well, Anadi Army starting out on attack, they will have to do the same. Both of the teams, given their compositions, they need to lock forward with an advantage. And I know I'm already talking about the half advantage before the pistol round has even started. I am really thinking of in the future, but given the circumstances, given the compositions and the agent archetypes that these teams have locked and loaded for this very map, it makes sense why I have to talk about this. Reckoning Esports, they are very, very defensive favored. I mean, double sentinel. Do I need to say anything else? As for the side of Anaadi Army, they are focusing a lot more on their attack, given that they've got Soba and Kyo. They've got plenty of information and suppression to their aid, which will help them further executing into the bomb side. As for the controllers, Viper, it's Icebox. That's never going to change, not in a million years. And yeah, overall, even the duelist as well, it's all roughly the same. It's just that extra attacker that you have, the fifth player that really locks and seals your entire roster. And both of these teams, they have made their choices pretty clear to everyone. So the defense of Reckoning is strong. The attack of Anaadi Army is strong as well. When they clash against each other, whichever team gets the advantage, whichever team can get more rounds heading on over to their weaker side, will 100% have that advantage. So I'm not saying that one team already from the get-go is looking better. No. Well within their own rights, these teams and their strategies can work wonders, as we've already seen that, but they need it to work right here, right now, in order for them to secure the win on Icebox.
Yep. If Reckoning Esports wants to succeed map number 1, they have to win most of the defensive rounds in the first half. The same thing can be said to Anaadi Army as well. Just like CCV said, it works hand in hand in the first half. But when that role swap happens in the second half, this is where the magic happens. Hi Pixels, once again, happy birthday to you. And hopefully, we might be able to see birthday boy Pixels make a lot of plays in the first half itself. He's happy, he's excited. So does the team on Anaadi Army as well. So everyone's happy. Everyone's waiting for the ready confirmation on both of the sides. And when it is done, everything is sorted out. And with it, we will now proceed to the first round, the pistol rounds. This is the deciding factors for both the teams to determine who will be having that economic gain. Even more so, we'll get to see whether if Anaadi Army can get their first round win itself. Looking at the positioning itself, it kind of feels like you see Anaadi Army playing for picks currently, because they're just going to see whether if they can get a pick or not in towards the mid side, and there you go.
Oh, what were we setting up in the agent selection phase? Ion Q, Chamber, Tour de Force, Operator, everything works. Right now, it's not just the Headhunter in play, it's the Sheriff on the side of Deadly 10 as well. He's already gotten 1 kill to his name, looking for even more. No, right now, the Chamber unfortunately can't secure his second, but this Jet surely on the way to get one. Yes, she does. Deadly 10. He'll get his second kill, and the spike is now dropped, and oh my god, Deadly cannot be stopped. Another tag onto Lost, who's the final player of 4K. And look at the composure on him. Watching him on a scam, no major changes, no extra reactions. He knows it was a done deal, and what a play. Starts off the map with a 4-kill all by himself, all alone from the A-bomb side.
Yep, starting off, it is Deadly once again. You could say he's a headshot machine with that Sheriff. 4 kills already, and at this point you can say that Deadly has a lot of economy from his end. 2,100 credits, and still he decides to use the Sheriff back again. Round number 2 will commence once again. Looking at Anaadi Army gaining control on mid this time. They're seeing whether if they can get a pick or two once again, just like they did on on round number 1. Information gained from Rio's Owl drone. Shock drone will come back as well to see whether if he can tag a lot of damage towards the attacker's side. But look at that. All 5 attackers are in mid. Some of them are in towards tunnels. And now they're thinking of eliminating Bad Love. He hears some of the footsteps. The Llama bot, not quite sure. He'll get the first frag. He needs to fall back, but it's too much. The Llama bot will be triggered though, but it will not detonate. Do they know Pixel's location? No, they don't. That's first. Snake bite. Still not enough. Mankind advantage is too much for Anaadi Army, which means that it's even much more tougher for Reckoning Esports to hold out. Ayan once again with the Headhunter. Headshot. Which leads to only 2 players. The Sova and Deadly. Dozer already from the main side, which means that they're thinking of making decision of gaining a control. Now Deadly, does he know about this? No, he does not. Good headshot from the Dozer. It's all down at the hands of Rio. Has a Spectre in hand. Heavy armor at that too, so he can at least... At least he can tank one headshot, but anything more than that, it's tough. Oh, good headshot once again. Ayan.
14 seconds.
He has, yeah, 14 seconds. He has the information.
Left.
He has to plant the spike. This will be a post plant. But Rio,
Spike
I could
planted.
say that he has the advantage.
Yeah, you know, Rio does have the advantage. He's got the better weaponry. Spectre's there. He's got one shock dart, full HP, armor as well. Meanwhile, IonQ doesn't have all those luxuries for the time being. So we're watching this chamber. 3 bullets in the chamber as well. Rio gives his location away. He's speaking out all these angles. Shock dart goes through and beautiful. Beautiful. Wall bang right there. So that's the triple kill for Rio. Quad for Deadly 10 in the first round, triple for Rio in the second. It's a victory, another win for Reckoning Esports, but it has costed them a lot of credits. 4 of their players died for next to no cost for the side of Anaadi Army. All they went for were just upgraded pistols, in many instances no armor as well. Reckoning were the ones who made that expensive investment of the Spectre full armor, you know, your classic anti-eco buy, and Reckoning will have to suffer in this bonus round. We can spot a couple of the sheriffs, full armor. Pixels now has that Spectre. Deadly 10 has got the Marshal. So it's not a very, very weak buy for Reckoning, but far weaker than what the attackers have readied up. Because these guys, they are now finally ready for 5 rifles, full armor.
Yeah, Anaadi Army has to succeed because they've got the weapon at their hands. Vandals and Phantoms. And RGE is currently the one facing a lot of problems. Bad luck. Oh boy.
Spike
Headshot of
down
that
B.
too. They'll succeed taking out Dozer, but once again, the huge aggressive push that Anaadi Army loves doing it. They want to continue the same thing on round number 3. Price is still downstairs. He'll succeed in taking out Rio. The man who clutched out the previous round, now he won't be available. And back again, it's our birthday boy Pixels. Gets to take out Paradox. Information being given from the Owl drone. They've got to figure out exactly where Harsh's location is, but they cannot go for the kill.
Yeah,
For a trade, that a trade might happen, so it's tough.
This is... I gotta say, this is very weird from the side of Anaadi Army. They're all the way in defender spawn, trying to move away. Reckoning have them surrendered. Even though Anaadi have the better positions and the better the better weaponry,
30
Reckoning
seconds
have the
left.
better positions and they can play
Last player
by
standing.
time. So now it's Harsh in the bomb side. Pixels unfortunately dies. He could have been the X factor RG were looking for, but now it's the Sage all by herself. Gives the position away. Harsh drops down. One headshot. Needs to isolate a couple more gunfights. So excellent Sage wall gives him the luxury to peek. No, it doesn't. He's got to brute force his way in. He's got to go for a juke play, something along the lines of that. Anaadi Army, no, it's a fake. They have spotted the tricks of this Sage and the Sage has got to go for something different. So what does Harsh go for? He just wants to peek the angles. Yes, he does. That's one. Now eliminated by IonQ. It was a very, very nice try from the Sage, but Anaadi Army, they win their first round. But I gotta say, it wasn't the best of rounds from AA. I mean, they infiltrated all the way towards defender spawn, but moving out of those boxes, it was very time consuming, very resource consuming as well. And it just didn't feel like Anaadi Army were ready to be in that situation. Like, it wasn't planned. They just happened to have 3 players in spawn, and then they were stuck.
Indeed, even if they were stuck, it did work out well in the end now, right? Especially for Anaadi Army. All they had to do was just hope to get an opening pick, see and figure out whether they can succeed in removing the heavy hitters Deadly. They succeeded in doing that, and now they're making a different approach. Mainly because they're mostly worried about Deadly's op. And now he's just making his repositionings in towards the B site. He has the long angle.
Poison's off.
Wall's been closed out. So now they just have to wait for the smoke to appear once again so that they can head in for the plant. But we all know that Reckoning Esports have their defensive maneuvers. Immediately, if they head in towards the site, they will counter it with shocks. And now they have the information. Deadly. All he has to do is figure out a way to get information, and he might be able to find Loss's location. No information, but you've got about Ayan, who's still alive. You get to take out Bad Love. Missed shot from the orb that will force to give the attackers the push that they need. Harsh is still alive. So does Dozer. Gets to succeed in taking out Pixels. In a 2v1 situation, this time you could say that Anaadi Army might have the advantage, but they still have some utilities where they can force to take out players into the yellow side.
Reckoning Esports have got that utility, but Anaadi Army, great positioning for them. Reckoning looking to stick it. The snake bite not affecting Harsh. No, it did. He had to back off. Add on to that the pressure. The shock dot creates. Harsh wants to secure it. He's sticking it, but no, towards the very end. Just a couple of seconds remaining. Trist gets the final kill. Anaadi Army, they still move on forward, get their second round with 3 members alive. Reckoning Esports, a very alternate strategy they were going for. They realized they were outnumbered. The position wasn't great. They just want to sneakily get a defuse done, but it wasn't the case. AA had total control. The execute looked so promising and so good. Even though Reckoning had many of their players situated inside of the B-bomb site near Snowman as well, we saw Deadly and Rio together. The pop flash from Paradox, the peek from Ion Q, everything worked in synchronization, allowed Anaadi Army a brilliant execute, and then they followed through. So Reckoning are forced onto inferior weaponry. They're still trying to make it work. Bad Love gets the opener. Deadly 10, we can spot the Bladestorm on his side in this Killjoy. Okay, proper positioning for her. Anaadi Army, they better check their corner. Bad Love sits. Oh no, can't get his shots, but Pixels and Hush surely can. Anaadi Army! Okay, they're all gone. It's just one player, it's just lost. Still a minute to work with, but against 4 defenders, and it's going to be a thrifty win for the side of Reckoning Esports.
Yeah, it's like Reckoning Esports decides to make a magic trick with Bad Love being the volunteer, and turns out that magic really worked. They did disappear the rest of the players on the side of Anaadi Army just like that. Imagine that happening in real life. But nah, I'm just joking at this point, folks. Anaadi Army, they've unfortunately they did not expect to see the expected to see those shots coming in from their end. But all in all, this thrifty will give Reckoning Esports the push that they need. But Ayan Q has his tour de force, the powerful operator. All he needs is the opening pick. All he needs to do is just remove Deadly out of the equation and give the weak point for the side of Reckoning Esports. Information from the suppression knife won't be able to give anything. And now they're making a full-on execute in towards the A side. Deadly sees all 3 of them, immediately dashes it out.
Welcome to my
Oh boy, here comes the world of pain for the attacker's end. The Viper's Pit is active, and so does the plant. Deadly going nearby. Post-plant situation, no information on the side of defense, and this is hurting them a lot. Dozer and Ayan, both of them are still alive, and so does the lockdown. No, it's been destroyed at the hands of Lost. The Hunter's Fury perfectly timed to remove the important utility, which will give even much more security and clearance towards the side of Anaadi Army. All 5 players are still alive, which means Rio, although you could say that the entire A side is on a complete lockdown and they have no idea to get it out. They're trying to find something. And that something turns out to be nothing because Dozer is still there. He's holding out the side. Rio, he gets to take out one, but that's the only agent that he'll be able to remove. Just have to fall back and give the win to Anaadi Army. An equalizer, 3-3. They used so much utility on that execute, CCV. They used the null command, they used the Hunter's Fury, even more so, they even used the Viper's Pit to give clearance and indication of success on that side. It was so much for a side of Reckoning Esports to handle. It's 3-3. But you could say in the next round, they might have some advantage at their hands.
I mean, definitely Anaadi Army, they've got the advantage, they've got the momentum to favor them as well. And still, after utilizing so many of their ults, they've got one extra ult. I mean, the Resurrection's there alongside the Null Command, Reckoning Esports. All they've got is the Viper's Spit. And it's a question, where exactly does, Pixels use the Viper's Spit? Does he use it like how Vipers use it on Vine to just lock off a part of the map? Usually on Icebox, you see it either on B main very aggressively or towards A main to shut down any kind of premature executions from the side of the attackers. but Pixels isn't going for anything along the lines of that just yet. He is saving that ult, saving it to the best time possible. Meanwhile, Anaadi army will be using one of their ults as well. It's the null command that goes through. Full on B execute now in front of us. The defenders, they are suppressed. Sage wall is gone off. The toxic screen goes down. Reckoning Esports, they've got to rely on their gunfights to win out this retake, because now it's a 5 versus 5. Good post-plant positions from the side of the Anaadi army. They've got everything ready up. Look at Paradox, flash in hand, IonQ ready to swing wide. As soon as the flash goes off, where are the Reckoning members? We wait and we watch as the defenders move on forward.
Already utility starts to pour on Reckoning's end. They've got their ability back, but that punishment from Null Command is even more promising. Reckoning Esports still holding on. That's trying to dwindle a lot of players on side of Anaadi army, but they're losing a lot of time. It's a 1v1. Deadly needs to get the shot. Can he? Yes, he does!
Ooh.
Time! Is it more than enough to succeed? Yes, he does! Deadly! Close encounters and a close win. What a round from Deadly. A 1v2 clutch. Let's take a look at that in the instant replay. My goodness. Such a close round. Boy, oh boy, did Deadly did succeed that 1v2. It was already half, I mean, the spike was already half done, so all Deadly had to do was just remove one player out of the equation and time it right. And evidently he did so. And also, I do have to apologize though. In the previous round, I said that Null Command was being used, but yeah, it wasn't. So again, sorry about that. Let's just proceed on the next round.
Fine. Yeah.
As we see Reckoning Esports looking very strong on this round as well.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports now they want to deny Anaadi army any of their executes. They've realized that Anaadi look very good in the post plant. They just have to focus on denial, and that's what Pixels is trying to do. Brilliant kill onto Paddock. Just spotted a sliver of that player. Shot him down, took him out this round, and another headshot for this Viper. Pixels. Oh, wait, where did I... What a shot from IonQ. Oh, but alright. But still, Pixels has done more than enough of a job of delaying these attackers, because now the attackers, improper positions, half of the action phase is now gone. Reckoning Esports, they have the man advantage. Most importantly, they've got plenty of players on the A-bomb side to deal with this take. Hurch gets one, Deadly with a headshot, and from below, yeah, this will be good for one kill, but that's the elimination. On the side of Anaadi army, it was a weaker buy. They managed to get 2 kills to their name, but no rifles saved, no rifles. With a follow-on, Reckoning Esports establish yet another extension of their lead. Right now, they lead by 2 rounds, and this is the most any team has reached so far in this BO3. If we have a look at the scoreboard, which we can see right here, Reckoning after the pistol in the anti-eco, they led by 2. Then Anaadi equalized it, and now again we are seeing Reckoning Esports lead by just 2 rounds, but Anaadi army want to change that. Operate in hands of IonQ, and he's ready. He is.
All it needs is just one shot for Ayan to give them the clearance. At this point, information is king. They need to find the player's position in order for them to have a safer execute. A warning shot from Ayan's end. I believe he found out exactly where Rio's location was, or maybe he went in for a run out, but okay. Random pre-fires from Bad Love will somehow succeed to take out Paradox. He was very sneaky. He thought he would get away with certain moments like that, but unfortunately did not. But in the end, they will succeed on a post plant. Good shot there from Ayan. Taking out Pixels. There goes your line of sight. And even more so, you need to still be careful on the particular place as well. 5v3.
Alright, so yeah, I mean they're waiting and now they strike. Look at that, 3 kills for Anaadi army. Rio will be good for a single, but this was a shutdown on a side of Reckoning Esports. I mean, Reckoning were not expecting this much of a blowback once they tried, you know, retaliating in the bomb side for their retake, and they were completely outed, just entirely shut down. Anaadi army are still in it. We are seeing a back and forth, and Reckoning are getting close competition on the map of Icebox. The previous time we saw them, sorry, yeah, the previous time we saw them against Chilcord, 13-2. This time it's so much more closer. Anaadi want to equalize the score. It's going to be a thrifty round for Reckoning, but we've seen thrifty wins previously. Deadly 10. Blade Storm. Gotta back off. Yeah, he backs off. Just a little bit of damage dealt. And RGE are back in their original positions. Anaadi army ready for yet another execution on the A-bomb side.
Yeah, at this point, Reckoning Esports, they're the ones looking at a very wrong side. At this point, we see Anaadi army being the one having the sight on the upper hand. Early peak once again. This time, he succeeds in removing Deadly off the equation. Now it's just 4 players left. They still have the Resurrect. Even more so, Ayan has Tour de Force. He's not going to use it, though. Still has the open hand, but Harsh, though, with the Sheriff. Won't be able to get the second frag. A trade out will happen at the hands of Paddocks. And now they got control. Shock Dart to see whether if he can get a kill or two. Dozer will be safe from those walls. Bad Love and Pixels, both of them are making an attempt for a flank. And this is actually good. All it needs is this perfect timing, but it's too late. They've lost the control on the A site, and now they have information regarding the other two. Dozer gets to take out Bad Love. Pixels left in a 1v4, and Dozer will immediately deny that. Once again, we will see an Anaadi army succeed. Round number 10, which will be equalized to 5-5. And I'm guessing Reckoning Esports, they're starting to lose a lot of cash in their hands. On defense, Bad Love still has their lockdown. But the main problem is they need to ensure that Sova gets picked out early in order for that lockdown to be successful, detaining a lot of players.
Absolutely. Yeah, lost, we've seen him. Right now, he doesn't have the Hunter's Fury, but those shock dots in correct positions, they can deal a lot of damage to the Killjoy lockdown. Still, for Anaadi army, another beautiful opener. There was a Sage Slow Orb at the bottom. Deadly 10 was on top of the rafters. Now he's gone out of the server for round number 11. And yet again, AA are just ready for this A-bomb side take. Reckoning Esports, are they playing the retake again? Or are they waiting for the attackers to make the move, and they will counter the attackers head first? So for the time being, Reckoning don't have any plans to fall back. As a matter of fact, it's Anaadi army who will be retreating. And this is exactly what we talked about, Baba, as well, right? Is that both, I had said, this is the strong half for both of the teams. Reckoning, very defense-oriented. Anaadi, very attack-oriented. And whichever team can get the better end, whichever team can get the advantage, will be looking good in the second half. But right here, it feels like it's going to be a 6-6. I don't even think it'll be a 7-5. These teams are level, equal against each other. Rio Operator, no! He has no choice but to fall back. You still have the Battle Sage in the bomb site. Can Harsh do something? Holding the angle. Sova gone. Harsh as well off the board. Yes, the Killjoy lockdown goes down, but Anaadi army are ready to deal with it magnificently. The spike's going to go down and everyone falls back.
Yeah, and with this lockdown, this might give the chance for Reckoning Esports. Not quite sure though. You know what? I take it back. Lost. Deny that. Pixels back again on a 1v4. He might be able to take out Lost, but he still needs to find 3 more. The smoke off will give good amount of cover, and Pixels might have an opening, but in the end it will be a trade nonetheless in the hands of Paddocks. Anaadi army, a job well done to succeed post plant, and now it is the last round. They have a chance to end it off on a 7-5, in which in the second half they'll even have much more succession if they win the eco rounds in the second half. But ending it off on a 7-5 is exactly what AA wants to do. But for Reckoning Esports, this is the second time we've seen Deadly getting picked out early for the past 2 rounds, and this is concerning. If Deadly gets picked out once again on this defensive hold, then you could say that AA has higher chances of winning this side. And back again, Absolutely. They want to continue the aggression into the A side.
Yeah, they'd want to. Tour de Force was there temporarily. Bad Love this time retaliates, and what a beautiful opener for the side of Reckoning Esports, amplified even more as the Killjoy has no stop. Bad Love, a 4K for him, all by himself, all alone, towards the very A-bomb side. Yes, Rio was present. Yes, he had the owl drone as well, but he was just getting information. Bad Love peeked every single angle. Roy peeked every single angle and won 4 gunfights, only losing a single. He dies, but he dies a martyr, a savior for Reckoning Esports, not just in this round, but overall in this half. The defense practically confirmed their 6th round. Doxer, the top fragger, another battle stage moving on forward for Anaadi Army. A position given away, and it's going to be a headshot for Deadly 10. So 6-6 will be the end result of the first half, and this has been just a to and fro, back and forth, every single time. We have seen Reckoning take wins. We've seen Anaadi do the same. We have seen amazing plays on the side of Reckoning, but equally the same on Anaadi Army. Executes, defenses, everything has been working, but this is where so much changes. I always say this, and I will continue to say this till the end of time. Nothing shakes up a match of or a map of Valorant better than the side swap, and the side swap is upon us. And I feel like, Baba, for one of these two teams, it's going to be really beneficial, and for the other, not so much. I don't think the second half will be as closely contested as what we saw from the first. Whichever team can make better usage with their current compositions will definitely make it work, and I guess that's what all 10 of the players and the support staff are trying to figure it out as we are in the 1-minute tactical timeout between the halves.
Yeah, as we take a look at the scoreboard itself, Dozer with a total of 16 kills. The hands of Anaadi Army was on attack, was doing both frags as well as resurrections both at the same time, and he's been doing a great job at it. The same thing can be said to Jan as well. Those op shots were so pristine, it really shook Deadly off guard. Most of the time we did get to see Deadly make his he was there to show his presence most of the time, but he would immediately get shut down either from Ayan's end or from Paddock's, because Paddock's suppression immediately denies the Jet to immediately reposition from a dash, right? So every time that knife would come in, suppressing Jet, Ayan would always have the advantage, and since he's so accurate with those op shots, would always get that shot nonetheless. But in that previous round, Bad Love, 4K. That I did not expect it. I did not expect that to happen. 12 kills just like that immediately from him. But now, on the second half, it's still balanced, right? Even though you know AA is still on defense, it's meant to be on the attack push. Now it's the second half. Now they're the ones being on the disadvantage. And the same thing can be said to the attackers too on the side of Reckoning Esports. They were meant to do a lot of defensive holds. So since it's been equalized so well, 6-6, it's really hard to determine whether if RGE can handle the control on attack or AA has got things under control in the second half. Because Dozer, he can do a lot of work as a sentinel. Wall is present. Oh boy, aggressiveness, aggressive presence shown at the hands of AA. Information's been given, which means that they will go aggressive this time, and Ayan Q needs to be on point. All he needs is just one shot, missed opportunity, and now Reckoning Esports has the info.
Reckoning Esports, they've got plenty of information just how many members of Anaadi Army are there on the A-bomb side, yet they're not backing off. Seems like they want to tackle this opposition head-on. They've got Bad Love as that lone flank watch all the way in attacker spawn, waiting for any flanks to happen, waiting to catch any defender off guard. Nothing along the lines of that taking place. Reckoning still ready themselves up for an A-take, but now they realize the Sage Wall's there. There are many defenders, and heading into the A-bomb side will be equivalent to heading into their death. So back to attacker spawn they go, this time routing themselves through mid, where they will encounter Lost, and Lost doesn't take a gunfight. Anaadi are playing it smart, they're playing for time, they're playing for the man advantage, and of course, for the retake, Lost, he doesn't take a gunfight on mid, he chooses the B-bomb side directly. Anaadi Army have got Reckoning Esports in the midst of rotating over, and what a denial we have just seen. Triple kill for the Sova, and the Sova Viper, the snake by the shock dart. It stung badly for the side of Reckoning Esports. Look at this. What a play from these two players towards the middle stages. They got 4 kills for the price of like 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt for Reckoning Esports. Not only just that, they'll be forced to have decent weapons once again. Classics, Marshals, a shorty though at the hands of Pixels. That hold though, I have to appreciate. I gotta give kudos to AA. The way how they've held their ground, the information which was gained from Lost's end, knowing that there was wall, he knew that he couldn't contest that. But suddenly, Reckoning decides to focus on planting the site instead of focusing on B fence. And that's where they made their first mistake. They got the opening, they got their utilities lined up perfectly well. The snake bite was present, and even more so, Reckoning Esports, they just fall right into their trap. And this time, Bad Love, with the Marshal in hand, still waiting to see whether if he can find an opening or not. Maybe try to take out the Jet. Even more so, actually not the Jet. It's either to take out KO or even more so the Chamber. Here's the knife, the first frag. Second frag also comes back with the Headhunter Ryan. Information being given around at the right time, and Bad Love once again 2 kills with the Marshal, and this 2 kills might be a way for Reckoning Esports to proceed with this push.
Are they going to know for the time being? They fall back, and again, they're playing the mind games. They are, making Anaadi army think and hopefully overthink about the logistics of this execute. So, Anaadi army now spread out. 1 on A and 2 on B for the time being. Interesting. Lost now going up with Trist towards the B bomb side, not focusing on mid. Instead, it's IonQ holding the angles. But all the more power for the defenders. There will be 4 angry attackers flooding the hallways, flooding the corners very, very soon. They need all the manpower to deal with it firsthand. And Trist is going to be the front line of this defense. Everyone slips past him. He can flank them if he wants to. Almost no utility. They are ready just for a plant. Trist is still on the yellow boxes. Oh, not in position, not given away. But Trist! What happened? Oh no! Anaadi army, they've got 2 players remaining. Can IonQ deny the spike? No, he cannot. Spike goes down. Reckoning Esports currently outnumber this solo Sova 3-1. Lost with the Bulldog. He'll also die to the Classic. What just happened for the gunfights on the side of AA? They've been shut down. And Baba, economically, this is terrible for Anaadi army, because not only have they lost their anti-eco, they will have to go for their own eco by now, not being able to afford guns, inspectors, and rifles.
That was unfortunate from Trist's end. The way how his location was concealed from the yellow boxes, my god. For a moment there, I thought that opening would have been more than enough to give the win for AA, because for Reckoning, they didn't have much HP, and Bad Love, once again, he's looking so strong. 2 kills! How is Bad Love getting away with those 2 important kills? And now look at that. Reckoning Esports just, they're in the site. They just have to focus on removing all players out of the equation. Information being given around, and here comes the recovery from Rio and Harsh. It was all just a distraction from Deadly's end so that the team can push in and get the kill nonetheless. 8-7, Reckoning Esports. Man, they're back in the lead.
Oh, and when it comes to the kills as well, I gotta say, I mean, after the events of the first half, Reckoning, alright, you had Doxa with like 14, 15 kills or something, but Reckoning, now, Bad Love has 16, Deadly 10 is 14, Rio as well on 10, Harsh and Pixels very close to double digits. This has been such an improvement on everyone's end, especially the KJ. But everyone is doing so much better in this second half, and makes you wonder, why not on their defense? Right now, though, for Paradox again, he's got off. IonQ eliminated. Now, do Reckoning expect Doxer, a 3rd player, to be in B? They don't. And Doxer manages 1 kill, but that's it. Once more, the attackers, they've got the man advantage, but this time, they lack the firepower. Their 2 best fraggers, the KJ and the Jet, they're gone. Now, they have to execute onto the B bombs, onto any bomb site, as a matter of fact, with any one. With a lot of those supportive players. So they ready themselves up and they wait for Anaadi army to potentially do something. Trist swings wide. 1 for him. 8 HP. Viper goes back. Really smart play. Delay the attack even further. And Reckoning Esports, now it's looking a lot more dicier. But this round is very influential.
Yeah, this round can go at the favor of AA if played it right. The screens are down. They'll have some line of sight though for the attacker's end.
30
But they're
seconds
losing
left.
a lot of time. 30 seconds. Trist is very low on HP. If the attackers make the push, they will be hit with a DK. They just have to wait for the smoke to dissipate. And when that's done, the push will happen. There you go. Trist is at a very good spot. The Red Pixel knows this. No, he does not. Immediate recovery from
10
Harsh.
seconds left.
Post plant, will that happen? Yes, it does. Sova, oh no. They didn't have any information regarding this push. There's still a chance for Harsh to win it out and lost. He has the recon. He could have information. Does he know Harsh is whereabout? No, Lost has it. He knows exactly where Harsh is. He gets it. Oh boy. Less amount of information from both Lost and Harsh. And in the end, Lost will succeed in a post-plant clutch situation. A necessary one for AA to survive and equalize 8-8. At that point, Harsh had no idea on the Sova's whereabouts.
Yeah.
Especially in a post-plant situation like that, you would always expect to see, the defenders having high ground potential, right? That's the reason why Harsh was mainly worried on A rafters. But it's always that misdirection, that confusion that eventually led Harsha get picked out. Unfortunate, but in the end, look on the scoreboard, CCB. Bad Love and Deadly both have their ultimates up, which means that something huge is about to happen on Reckoning's end.
Yeah, it's going to be, a lot of ult usage. We are done after the first 4 rounds of the second half. The ultimates can now be harvested. They can be gotten. Everyone's very close, and Reckoning Esports, they're going to go for the Killjoy lockdown. Any way to deny it? Yeah, it's going to be Viper pushing on forward, but Trist, his location is given away. He cannot escape the lockdown. There's not enough time. Or is there? Just swing past. Now Trist all over. Just dead, 6 feet under in this round. It is going to be another A-site execution to the side of Reckoning Esports. Their ultimate works wonders. Now it's down to the guns to do the same. Man count has got to be equalized by the side of Anaadi army. They ready themselves up for this retake. We've seen the retakes of Reckoning Esports. They've been good, they've been bad, but this is the first chance for Anaadi to prove that they're worthwhile on their defense as well, not just their executions. They flood the A-bomb side. There's the swarm grenade. IonQ has to try and evade it. Meanwhile, Deadly gets a double headshot. A triple. And now, it's all down to this chamber. Against 3 attackers. It's the lost position. Ion knows it. He rendezvous back. He saves the Vandal. And Reckoning Esports, yet again, they get the lead.
Yeah, necessary one too. 9-8. What a play from Deadly. Triple kill at that too to hold his ground in post plant. And what a way to counter the Viper's pet. Trist had to fall back because the lockdown itself was so powerful. It's once you get detained, once you get detained, there's no way that you can succeed any gunfights, and you'll be stuck in that position for more than 5 to 6 seconds. So he had to fall back, which in fact leads to the Viper's pet being, disabled. And now they still have their ultimates. Even more so, RGE, Harsh and Deadly, Blade Storms and Resurrections, they still have it. They could use it to have higher succession in this round. And look at the positionings though from AA's end. All 3 players on towards the B side are holding on towards the garage place. And now they just don't have information regarding the site itself. So I believe the Sova will try to see whether if we can get an information on to Rio. He already uses all drones, so I'm guessing that he have information regarding B long. Now they're thinking of an A execute. Trist missed opportunity once again, and Deadly gets it easier.
Oh.
Now they just have to worry about the rest of the players at the hands of AA, and now RGE are looking strong. Tricks have been placed, even more so. The swarm grenades have been placed too on post plant, which means it's even more tougher for AA to succeed in this situation. They have control on man count, they have control on utilities. How can they proceed? How can they clutch this thrifty round?
I mean, there is the flank watch from Bad Love. Doxer needs to win this. He checks the corner, but it is going to be the Killjoy securing the kill. One Sentinel getting rid of another, and this is now practically over for Anaadi Army. They already lagged in terms of the weaponry. The Torde Force was brought out from Ion Q. Still got 3 bullets in the chamber, but it's going to be Deadly 10 who gets one more. Another triple kill for him. And it's going to be a flawless round win. So we already knew that, yeah, it was an eco buy for the side of Anaadi Army. Reckoning Esports, they just had to deal with these initial gunfights, these close-quarter gunfights, where the pistols could be lethal. And that's where Triss died and Doxer also died while flanking. And that's when, yeah, I guess everyone realized, and I guess I just spoke everyone's thoughts, that Reckoning Esports, no, it's going to be a better instance. So, another good round for RGE and a much needed tactical timeout taken up by Anaadi Army. Because honestly, Baba, this is now the one chance AA have to make a comeback, to get a couple of the rounds before Reckoning just run away with it. I mean, look at the Reckoning players, you know, they've got everything under control. They've got the 2-round lead back up. If Anaadi bottled this round, the economy will be in shambles. Reckoning will have a 3-round lead. They'll have 11 rounds. It'll just be so much. So, yeah, having a look at the player comms as well. Man, Baba, don't you think if all the players were next to each other in a big venue with audience watching, it'll be so much better? It's almost as if a LAN would be so much more beneficial for these players. And if only they can get a spot in the LAN, it'll be so much better. Who knows? Well, we'll have to wait for August for something like that to happen.
Yep. Well, isn't that the main reason why Reckoning Esports and AA are trying to get the spot for the group stage?
Indeed, yes.
To get the spot for the tournament LAN. Imagine how big that tournament would be. There'd be tons of excitement. There'd be a lot of content creators. And obviously, the hype will be huge. And that's the reason why they're fighting for it. They want to get the spot. And this time, it's Reckoning Esports who has the upper hand when it comes to advantage in the guns, the abilities. They even have the Viper's Pet. And this will be tough. Back again, it's just the silent ways, information, walls to block lines of sight. Triss knows this, but they're not going to give away the information that fast. Deadly still on the prowl. The smokes to block lines of sight, the walls, the post plant, the Viper's Pit. Everything is on for RGE. They still have the Hunter's Fury for denial as well. Even more so, Paddox, all he needs is just one kill, and that one kill will activate Null Command. This is tough for AA's end. They've been stuck in the middle of the situation, and now they have to figure out a way to dismantle players one by one. And look at AA, everyone is at the site now. Do they have denials? Do they have utilities? They want to go aggressive. Deadly knows about this. They have information. And with it, they're going to play this passively. Paddox is still here. He'll get one. So does Dozer, Pixel. Viper's Pit, so powerful and promising, but it's still not enough. Rio's still here. He has to contest, but it's too late. They lost a lot of players. Bad luck. Needs to succeed. He will get one. Can he take sound? Can he succeed? Yes, he does. Bad luck succeeds somehow. My goodness, this is the third time I'm seeing Bad luck get so lucky. We have to take a look at that. We have
What? How in God's name did Bad Love during that spray transfer get a headshot? How did... What? It's a... Huh?
It's a new day for RGE, CCV.
I mean, at this point for RGE, it's a completely new side. They practically want to secure this map now. Ion Q, not a full glass cannon operator in his hands, still got half armor, but he's posted up very much into enemy territory, looking for that initial kill.
Oh no.
He misses the first bullet. May think of rendezvousing. No, he's still going to be peeking the angle now. He chooses to rendezvous. He chooses his safety over a potential kill. So it's going to be Anaadi Army still holding on A side, but I still can't recover from what we just saw. Bad Love. Dude, that's not how you... Okay, alright. Reckoning Esports now. They lead by 3, 1 round away to get match point, and now, once more, execution on the A-bomb side.
The pressure is on for AA. Hunter's Fury is on. They might have the information. They'll deal a lot of damage. Rio Not being able to find one player, and it's Ayan back again, looking strong. Deadly and Pixels, both of them down. This is exactly what they need, but Badlove is still alive. He turns things around, back again. 3v3 equalizer, lockdown is in, so does the Resurrect. He's gonna use it right now, which means all the defenders have to run away. Lost. He needs to do something about this. Can they deny it? Harsh gets to take out Dozer. Lost. Oh no. The timing, the detain. Oh. He gets removed out of the equation just like that, and it's all down to the Viper. He has to clutch out a 1v4. Time is present. Trist has the element of surprise, but it isn't enough. Harsh comes back. Triple kill, and it's match point for Reckoning Esports.
Match point.
What an execute right here. Bad love. Dude. Enough with the battle sages. Now it's time for the battle killjoys. Bad love every single time, man. The sheer firepower that so many of these Reckoning players have within themselves, it's just so much. I mean, I think yesterday I highlighted the example of Deadly 10 when he used to be on the KO with the pop clashes and all. We saw Pixels getting a lot of kills in a couple of the earlier matches Reckoning had played. Right now, though, it's Bad Love's time. He is shining the brightest out of everyone. He is he's just carrying the momentum for his team to move on forward. Rio with the opener. Doxer, headshot. Position now given away. There are so many defenders near B main, but all of them are losing their lives. This Sage cannot escape. It's the snake bite, it's the slow orb, it's the bullets. It's just Reckoning Esports. But it's not like Anaadi army haven't dealt damage. They definitely have, dealt some blows to the side of the attackers. 2 versus 2 scenario. Both Sentinels alive. And Anaadi army, they got to deal with what's going to happen as it's Bad Love once again. Excellent kill. No refrags. Goes back. Spots the Sova. Oh, this may just be it.
Oh boy, 1v2 lost. Can he clutch it out? He has a Guardian. Even more so, he has the light armor. So, man, such a tough decision. Lost has to clutch this out if AA wants to survive map number 1. He has the necessary utilities, but his information has been compromised. His location has been compromised. The KJ's turret, the utilities, the denials, shock drone, the shock dart, not being able to work out from his end. It's just a trap, and Bad Love knows exactly what's happening. Harsh will come back right from below.
GG's.
And gives Reckoning Esports the win that they need on map number 1. Icebox will be theirs. And now it's just map number 2 on Ascent. Boy, oh boy, did we get to see Bad Love do a lot of things. Clutches, kills from the Marshal, in which Deadly was supposed to be doing all the Marshal stuff on first and second half, but hey, suddenly Bad Love decided, you know what? How about I do the duelist stuff, whereas Deadly does all the Sentinel stuff. We'll just swap the roles, or we'll just swap the roles right away, and let me do all the heavy work. And Bad Love does that. 4 Marshal kills out of nowhere. That was unexpected, and AA had no idea that it would go out like this in the second half.
Now let's have a look at the highlights, man. I don't know if this was just the map. I don't know if what happened right here, but the map of Icebox, with the way Reckoning were playing towards the very end, not giving any opportunity to Anaadi army in this cool, drawn-out map. It was heated up as much as well Delhi is right now, as many of you can notice from my cam. My God, Reckoning Esports. I'd said this after the events of the first half that the second half isn't going to be as close. It's going to favor one team majorly and the other will be lacking a bit, and we saw that. I'm not completely just outing Anaadi army. They definitely gave an excellent performance. We just saw day before yesterday, Chillcord. Those guys, unfortunately for their side, they got shut down by Reckoning, 2-13. But Anaadi gave so much of a better fight against their opposition. Same team, same composition. Anaadi were prepared for this. They just weren't prepared for the sheer lethality, and the threshold with which Reckoning would, surprise them with, especially in the events of the second half. So towards that very end, yeah, well deserved win. And we saw glimmers of these, man. Every player stepped up to the plateau. Not just inside of RGE, but Anaadi as well. They were putting in their work. No one was slacking behind. If you just want to look at it from a numerical perspective, from just skills, obviously, we'll have a look at the scoreboard. Some players 100% performing better than the others. You know, we had IonQ as the chamber, always the person who has the map as his domain, but everyone was putting in the work. The utility was there, and everything was looking so much better. But towards the second half, I don't know what got into reckoning, but they managed to secure a 6-6 end to a 13-8 scoreline.
Yeah, 23 kills, 7 first bloods to Bad Love. Man, that is chilling. And the reason I'm saying chilling is because the map is Icebox, so you have a chilling experience with both the sages on track. But all in all, jokes aside, Deadly and Bad Love, what a deadly combination. 23 and 22 kills from their end. But talk about AA, I still have to, give props to IonQ. The op shots were pristine. He did hold out the grounds when RG were being aggressive most of the time. But when Bad Love popped off on second half, it was too much for them to handle, especially for AA's end. They were like, how can we remove Bad Love out of the equation? It's too tough. It's difficult. How does he always gets the upper hand on both in the second half? It was difficult for them. Even more so, the amount of thrifty rounds that RG had won in the second half, and even also in the
Also
first half
true.
too, it was
Yeah.
influential. It was critical for RG to win those rounds, and mainly because of that, AA couldn't get to survive the eco game. They lost, but when it comes to trade games, they were on point on that. So I just have to give appreciation on that. Dozer, amazing job as a sentinel, holding down the flanks, 20 kills from his end. Lost and Paradox did give their best share of efforts with information gathering, denial of suppression, but it still wasn't enough for them to gain victory on map number 1. Reckoning Esports 13-8 on map number 1. And now it's AA's turn to fling back on map number 2, Ascent. RGE will be on defense, which means that AA still has a chance. I just not quite sure why I went
Happened.
AA, It's just you have two double A's. But all in all, 13-8, folks, on map number 1, which means on map number 2, everything is on for Team Anaadi Army. If they have to survive, they've got to do it now. But for now, folks, we'll just take a short little break and we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics. the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back everyone to AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CSV, joined alongside Baba Gusta, and we are bringing to you the final day that we have of the second open qualifiers that were held. We had over hundreds and hundreds of teams registering for this. Now it's only down to the two final teams in this qualifier. Currently, Reckoning Esports up against Anaadi Army. They've already fought in this best of three on one map. That was the map of Icebox. Reckoning ended up taking the win there, 13-8. As we have a look at the map results, it was their own map choice after all. And now Anaadi Army, they'll be heading on over into their selection, which will be the map of Ascent. Now we have seen Anaadi Army pull off some great plays. They defeated Win Streak Esports 13-5 as of yesterday only. So they are pretty refreshed up on this map. They know how to perform, they know how to play, and we can expect some amazing headshot skills and plays from their side as well. And if you, the viewer, you want to get the same amount of kills, the same amount of performances that you're seeing right here in this channel, make sure to go down in the description, get yourself some AMD mobile Ryzen processors and laptops powered by those processors, because they really are the top of the line. When it comes to gaming, when it comes to workload, they can handle everything you throw at them and perform even beyond for whatever you need. And they're also customizable according to your requirements as well. You know, you've got laptops ranging from the high end towards the mid end towards the starter editions as well. Every price point for every consumer is present. So get yourself sorted and make sure you enjoy whenever you play your favorite games or your favorite esports titles. For now, you'll be enjoying some amazing Valorant action and watching some amazing Valorant action. Ascent is in front of us and already, okay, the agent selection screen done and dusted. Double initiator to the side of Reckoning Esports is what I was able to see in that split second frame that we had.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, for a moment there I thought something happened to CCV's end, but yeah. Oh boy. RGE back again with the same agent as we saw back again when they went up against CC. So I believe they're going to do the same thing again. Neon is just an explosive agent when it comes to being aggro, and seeing Reckoning Esports go ahead with the same agent, followed up with Fade and Breach. I have to say, Reckoning Esports, man, are they going to give an explosive entrance towards AA side? Already we see Reckoning Esports back on defense, so the explosiveness would start when they're on attack. But now it's Anaadi Army's time to be on attack itself. Pistol rounds, Ghosts and Classics, no armors at the hand on both of those teams, which means that they want to have their fight head on. And here comes the Neon's aggressiveness from the A side. Look at that, deadly prestige precision as always. Paradox, and that too through the wall. They get to find their opening pick, but the main problem is they don't have sustain from their health. No Sage, no Sky, and they have to make do with the remaining HP that they have. Harsh comes back with the fault line, good concussions and also an execution done well, but AA are still trying their best efforts to hold their ground. They want to proceed with the side with brute aggression, and they will succeed in doing so. Post plant, let's see how RGE succeeds.
So Reckoning, they've got the man advantage. They want to focus and push from the garden area, and as soon as the shield, the door goes down, they very well will be able to. So we can hear the classics getting fired in the distance on towards heaven. Twist is there, no utility remaining. Takes that gunfight but loses his life. And now you've got Ion Q right here in the bomb side. Now moved away towards A main. Everyone in Reckoning is back towards A. Another smoke goes through. Bad Love is sticking it. There's nothing Anaadi can do about it just yet. And it is going to be a successful defuse of the spike. Not to mention a double kill for Bad Love. So another good round, and we can see, yeah, yet again, Reckoning and their members, going for the fist pumps, going for the appreciation, because they know pistol round matters a lot, and this pistol round definitely mattered on defense on the side of Ascent with 2 initiators. They have managed to hold on. So that's some really good stuff out there. Anaadi army, they got to make sure that, well, they're going for a force buy, so they have to make sure they win this round now.
Yeah, this is a risky buy coming in from AA's end. They have Spectres, except for Ayan. And let's not forget Bad Love. All he needs is 2 more kills, and he'll get Tour de Force. Be even much more problematic on round number 3 itself. Bad Love, he gets 1, but it's too much for them to handle, especially when it comes to that aggressive man count. So Rio's here, opening pick. The flash is too perfectly timed, and Harsh will get 1, so does Rio from his end, but Ayan is still alive. He's dealing a lot of damage. He's the only one that can help Team AA succeed on round number 2. This force buy was necessary, and they have succeeded in doing so. But Pixels, he might be able to deal a lot of damage. Oh boy, what a shot! Can he get a second? Yes, Pixels! Oh my, what a way to clutch it out on round number 2. And this is even more devastating on AA's end. They went for a force buy on round number 2.
Exactly.
The amount of economic sadness that we're going to witness on AA's end is terrifying. And back again, they want to do a force buy on round number 3. Spectres and Phantoms from Ayan's end. Okay, I am worried. Even more so because Bad Love has just unlocked the Chamber of Secrets, which is the Tour de Force, of course. So expect a lot of gunfights being at the hands of Bad Love at round number 3.
Yeah, Anaadi army, I guess their economy is, even if they lose this round, they'll focus on the loss bonus they get. Anyways, Prowler goes through, but it's going to be a double with the pain shells Trist manages to find after he dies. It's always a very interesting relationship dynamic, the Raze and the pain shells that she brings to the table. This time tossed away, gets a double. Bad Love in the bomb side. Even he wants a piece of the pie, and he will. 2 kills already to his name. The spike has been dropped. He's got the support of Deadly and Pixels now, who are holding these similar angles. Phantom picked up, and Reckoning yet again have total control, because as attackers, you're in the B bomb side. How do you push forward? Inferior weaponry on hand. Your opponents, they've got a Phantom and they've got the Tour de Force. Most importantly, Spike is with them. They're holding the 2 avenues of attack. Flash goes through. Reckoning are still moving on forward. They are not going to be moving away from peeking these angles. Pixels is in that corner, but Bad Love through the side. And it's going to be a 3 versus 0 towards the end, and a 3-0 scoreline at the end of this round. Reckoning Esports off to a flying start right now. Anaadi army, they've taken gamble after gamble after gamble, but it's not paid off. They need to hit jackpot. They need something. But so far, they'll take a tactical timeout, maybe figure out the strategy to, essentially get back in this bid. Because for the time being, AA are losing, and they are bleeding.
AA, the first thing that I have to say to them is calm down. They lost both force buy rounds on round number 2 and 3. They've even lost the pistol rounds on round number 1. And this timeout is heavily necessary for AA to try to understand that they shouldn't be making these kinds of mistakes ever again. This is painful, man. These 3 rounds are so painful from AA's end. They cannot have Phantoms nor Vandals at their head. And don't tell me that they're going to go for yet another force buy round on round number 4, because Ayan, sure, he could use the Tour de Force. With the timeout coming to an end, no, it'll just be an eco round. All 4 players have the Sheriffs in hand, a bit of light armor, and also from the hand of Ayan, Tour de Force will be active. But Deadly as the judge, and I believe Deadly will judge at the way how the attackers would come in for the execute. So we'll be able to see that on round number 4. Heavy control from mid. And now let's see whether if AA can handle it out.
Alright, so yeah. Weaker buy for the side of Anaadi army. Ayan has got that Torde force, but heading on forward, the remaining attackers just upgraded pistols, just sheriffs. Now, Bad Luck, he's in range of the rendezvous, and he does that after finding an excellent opening kill. Goes back, really very good stuff. So, Anaadi army, they're left without one of the initiators. KO, with a suppressive utility with all his might, is gone from this round. No way for him to get back. And you've got the one very lethal weapon right here in the hands of Ion Q. But reckoning on giving him any opportunity to get freebies, Ayan will have to push on forward if he needs and if he wants to get a kill. And Anaadi army, their entirety of their team is in that same position. They have to move on forward, so that's what the chamber does. Cuts the corner, checks the angle, deadly 10. Easy kill for him. Just a matter of reaction time, and both of these players are at the top of their game right now. But Lost, he has infiltrated all the way through to the A-bomb side, where Bad Love sits all alone for now. He can be caught off guard, but they push from garden. Yes, they get one kill, but now they alert Deadly 10. Who knows where these attackers are? Bad Love also checks the corner. Bad Love gets the double, and Reckoning Esports, once again, with just a single casualty, they shut down whatever was being planned from Anaadi army.
Yeah, what a dominating performance from Reckoning Esports. The judge from the Deadly, the op shots from Bad Love. And this time, Trist has the showstopper. Now, the only question is, even with that good flank which was made from the mid side, there was a lot of cover from Reckoning Esports that they could recover back. Smokes being placed to block lines of sight for Bad Love, which means that he cannot, he won't be able to find line of sight towards a link. It looks like Raze wants to use the showstopper, but he needs to get the information first. Boombot won't be able to give any information regarding the situation. Smokes will be brought out from Brimstone, which will waste a lot of time for the attackers' end. And also they need to be careful of rolling Thunder. Even if they do succeed in executing the site, they will play with Breach accordingly. But he's playing at the side. Prowler. Oh boy, that will sting Ayan a lot. Information's being given, and so does the concussion. And Ayan has to just shake it off. Oh boy, Bad Love. Hip fire through the smoked wall. I mean, he just pushed in through smoke, finds one, and he's like, hello, hip fires, and just rendezvous like that.
All right, Anaadi army yet again without an attacker, and this time it's the entry fragger. They just have to move on into the A-bomb side. Just dry peeking Ayan Q with 1 HP. Gets that operator kill.
Oh, no.
Paradox shuts down Hush. No anchor in the bomb side. Love is dead. How does he manage another 3 for him? What? Man, A is on another dimension right now. 14 seconds left on the clock. Anaadi army still got to continue with the plant no matter what has happened. And they push it into a post-1 scenario. Reckoning Esports 2 versus 2 for the time being. And they just need to isolate these skills. Problem is, Anaadi army, they've got some decent position. And they've got a little bit of utility to work with as well. The smoke from Omen is going to be useful. 2 shock darts remaining. The recon bolt is there for loss. They can make this work. But it's up to Reckoning Esports to do something about it. So, we see the neon concussions. We see Deadly 10 go from lane. And it is going to be 1 kill for Anaadi army. 1 versus 1 now. Pixels goes to the other Vandal. But it's going to be a beautiful headshot from Lost, securing the final frag. And finally, the attackers get their first round on board.
Yep, finally, AA will get their attack win on round number 5. And they have to recover from this devastating situation that has been given from RGE's end. 13 kills in round number 5. Bad Love, 2 hip fire shots. What did this guy had for dinner? Like, what did he had for breakfast? The shots once again, tour de force. And boy oh boy is he hungry for more kills. But let's not forget, AA are also hungry for wins too. B execute, B control is theirs, which means that RGE will play for post plant. This will be tough though, coming in from Reckoning's end. They only have tour de force, and Neon also has her ultimate too, so just have to play it accordingly. Things are not looking too good from Reckoning's end. Post plant, not a lot of time for the defenders to succeed, unless and until if they find out an opening. They're in position. All they have to do is just remove Dozer off. Flashes will come in. Pixels misses one. Concussions to confirm the kill. Hunter's Fury is still present to see whether if they can remove or take out one player off, and he will succeed in one. Pixels will go out, so at the hands of Deadly. Paradox doing what he does best, but it's still not enough. They're losing a lot of time. RGE needs to fall back, and fall back it is. A great job done at the hands of AA, and Harsh should have stepped out a little bit back. But in the end, we will see Anaadi Army win a second round of attack, securing their round 4-2. And now all they have to do is just recover from the round that Reckoning Esports just pinned them down for the past 3 to 4 rounds.
Exactly. The side of Anaadi Army, they're finally waking up. They're finally in the midst of this matchup. So it's not too late. They can salvage this half very well. As a matter of fact, even try and take the advantage against Reckoning if they play it really, really well. But Reckoning don't want that to happen. Look at that. Orbital strike goes through. Can they eliminate? No! Pixels! 3 kills for him. I mean, sure, Paradox is down, but that is just a proper shutdown of everyone on the side of Anaadi Army. What a play that was. You had the fade ability, then the orbital strike, and that is just devastating. Lethal for AA. How did they recover from this? This round is practically gone already. In the first 15 or so seconds, Reckoning secured a round. I mean, mostly they've secured a round win, given what has happened. But there's still that opportunity of Anaadi Army making the comeback. They need a couple of instances to fight back from. And the defenders aren't going to give them. Absolutely not. Reckoning, they're playing so much of the backlines. And for very valid reasons as well, is because why would you want to peek the angles when you have the man advantage when you're all alone? So Rio, he hears a lot going on towards the B-bomb side, relays that information to his teammates. Deadly 10 is ready with the ultimate. Oh, through the smoke, Doc's already gone. And that's that. It's all down to Ayan Q. Alone towards Boathouse. It's there. He's present. But for how much longer? It is going to be a flawless round win to the side of Reckoning Esports. 2 ultimates used, and both of them used to perfection.
Yep, zap to meet you, says Deadly, as he gets to take out Ayan. And even more so, what a wombo combo from RGE. The fades is pull followed up with orbital strike. Man, that is a pure sight to watch. And AA had no idea what just happened from their end. Most of the time, if it was an Astra's gravity pull, immediately the attackers would realize what their game plan was. But since this is Fade we're talking about, man, that has got to hurt. 5-2. RGE are looking confident in gunfights, utilities, even more so their win on economic growth. And this time, AA, they're thinking of making another way to figure out a way to remove Bad Love. Pixels and Bad Love, both of them are still present from the A3 side. And they're making their best share of efforts to hold their ground. Ooh, a wall bang headshot, and Bad Love continues his sheer train of terror. Gets to take out Paradox. Rio immediately realizes that the entire mid place is compromised. And look at Trist, shot in hand. He needs to be on close range if he have to succeed in most of his gunfights. And maybe he gets to take out Bad Love. This is good. But does Bad Love know about this? No, he does not. Trist gets the upgrade, and this is good. But is it more than enough to get the kill? No, it does not. Harsh gets to take out one, and the other at the hands of Rio. And they will continue to win one more round. 6-12. Bad Love, 15 kills from his end. And Ayan, only having 6 kills, is still making his best share of efforts to get an opening pick. But in the end, it's just RGE who is moving forward, and they need to put a stop to it. Will it be the handbrakes to drift around easily, or will it be the normal brakes? We're able to find that out in this round.
Yeah, for Anaadi Army, you know, they definitely have to shift those gears and make sure that they've got enough fuel in the chassis. I don't know, many cartoons. But anyways, for Deadly 10, he's going 110 miles an hour. The entirety of Reckoning Esports is because look at what has just happened. What? Alright, look at Rio's expression. He knows the entire boot camp of Reckoning Esports is set ablaze by that play. I need to have a look at the clock. At the 3-second mark, it was the initial kills, and it took 9 seconds in the action phase for the round to be over. It took 9 seconds. This genuinely could have been one of the quickest rounds we have seen in professional South Asian Valorant so far, ever. 9 seconds. I gotta talk to some back-end administrators we have here, the esports club, to completely make sure that is this not the quickest, but it's definitely in the top 10. What a play from Reckoning! Good God! Can they be stopped? Or is it going to be another 13-2 like what they'd done to Chilcord 2 days ago on the map of Icebox, this time against Anaadi Army?
Reckoning Esports, they're looking unstoppable, and Bad Love, he is still alive. Paradox is down, and they still want to contest 8-3. My goodness, AA, they are desperate. They want to take out Bad Love so bad. It's still not enough. And back again, they're still committing to it. They have the information. Reckoning Esports have information regarding these players. And all Bad Love is doing right now is just patiently waiting. Smokes will be there to block lines of sight. They will push. Pre-fires, suddenly Lost has been tagged, but he's still alive. Bad Love is still present near the smoke. Pre-fires being made, and Bad Love gets one more. That's stressed off the board. Deadly, he's still on the side. They are not going to let AA step foot on the side itself. Pixel, he's just sprinting around with the Phantom.
Oh my God.
And this is an apocalypse waiting to happen, CCV. 8-2. AA has nothing to do with this. They cannot do anything. They are unstoppable. How can you stop the unstoppable onslaught that Reckoning Esports is giving to them?
I don't think it's possible or something for Anaadi Army to, try. I mean, whatever they've gone for, Reckoning Esports have always retaliated back. Currently, 8-2 lead. Reckoning, no ultimates for this round. 3 for Anaadi Army. If there's any chance AA get at least one more round in the first half, it's right here. But Reckoning, they don't need ultimates. More specifically, Bad Love doesn't need... Dude, it's through the smoke. Bad Love, no, you can't do this, man. Every single time we have a look at what the chamber is doing, it's something just extraordinary, inhuman abilities. But okay, speak of the chamber, it's IonQ getting that entry into the bomb site, eliminates the breach. So Anaadi, they have that avenue of execution. They've pushed it into a post plant, and the Tour de Force is ready for IonQ as well. But Reckoning Esports, obviously they'll be contesting this post plant, and the paranoia hits through that prowler. There's still that Tour de Force going about. Reckoning Esports, everyone huddled up outside of defender spawn. They need to push into the site, and it's got to happen now.
Yeah, Trist is still playing around the smoke, still being sneaky. But for Reckoning Esports, time is of the essence. They're losing a lot of time. Concussion is present. They have control. And here comes the showstopper from Trist. He will succeed in taking out the spike planter and spike diffuser. And even more so, the confirmation, the last kill at the hands of Lost. He gets to take out Pixels.
Last round before
Let's not forget, this is the last round of the role swap. This can go 9-3. The curse might happen. But even more so, I have to say one thing. Pixels has orbital strike, which means that we might see another wombo combo if they predict it right. And I believe AA also know about this. So they're saying, you know what? We're not going to execute that quickly. We'll just wait it out. Let them use the orbital strike and see what we can do at that end. And this time, Reckoning Esports, look at how aggressive they are. Both Bad Love and Deadly are at Cubby. Both of them. And Ayan, back again, he won't be able to find any peaks or two because the defenders are playing it safe this time. They know that AA are playing for picks. They know that AA are patiently waiting for RGE to make a simple mistake, and RGE also knows this. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, okay, 3 players on mid this time. Everyone is at A.
Oh
Fade,
no. Wait, if they
Brimstone.
hear, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
if
If they
Fade.
hear and if they see what is there on A main, like you just said, Baba,
Mm-hmm.
Fade, Brimstone, is that the smoke?
Wombo
Yeah, Pixels
combo.
goes for the smoke. It can be very well that wombo combo. There is the Sova Recon Bolt in towards the bomb site. Paranoia hits them. Orbital strike goes off. How many players does it get? No one for the time being. Anaadi army. They've still got all 5 of their members, but not anymore. Deadly strikes first before he goes down. The spike now is going to be planted. It is still a 4 versus 4. Bad love. He misses 2 of his shots. Lands the 3rd. So Doxa is out of the equation, but you still have many surviving attacking players, and they are dealing damage in their own way, shape, and form. Hunter's Fury strikes. 1 bullet in the chamber for Bad Love. 1 attacker alive. As a matter of fact, it'll just be Rio and Hutch. As the 2 initiators, they facilitate Reckoning Esports getting their 9th round. It is going to be a 9-3 half. What a dominant performance from the defenders right here.
Switching sides.
They Reckoning Esports, they are unstoppable on defense. But also, let's not forget, it's a 9-3 curse on second half, so you could say AA has a chance in the second map of Ascent. Unless and until Reckoning Esports gets to win their pistol rounds, you could say that Reckoning Esports gets this map on their pockets. Even more so, there is still a lot of times, which means that AA can at least think about this, see whether if they can hold out their ground. And look at that, there's a lot of emphasis towards the A side. You have all 4 players holding out, so they know that this will be an A execute because there's Neon. They will go aggro, so they're gonna play this passively. Trist already knows what's happening. Paint bomb, perfectly timed, deadly, trapped, but somehow he survives. Pixels, controller as ever, he will still survive as well with the classic though. But none of them has been removed from any of the teams. They're still alive. It's just a battle of information and battle of early picks, and none of them will be able to get the advantage out of it. Immediate rotate back towards the B side is exactly what Reckoning Esports will do, except for Bad Love. At this point, Bad Love, he's just currently here for the frags. Maybe he's just here to provide a lot of confusion. Smoke's been placed from the Omen. Bad Love, he's a bit worried that the Omen might play around the smoke, but currently he's just playing it safe. Crossfire angles being placed from AA, so they have the entire A site on lockdown. And I believe Reckoning Esports also knows this. Or do they? Not quite sure. They're actually committing on the A push.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, does any attacker go from Garden towards Heavens? Do they break the barrier? No, they're just going to be executing from Gardens. It's going to be Aeon, Q, Tristan, Paradox, everyone on the A-bomb side to shut down whatever Reckoning were planning. And yeah, Fade all by herself. Not much that can happen. Rio is gone. Paradox as well. Beautiful defense from everyone. KO gets a total of 3 kills. And Anaadi army hold on. So yeah, excellent. Just hold from Anaadi army, you know. They made sure Reckoning get no advantage whatsoever. They knew Reckoning would double down this A take, like you highlighted, because of the comp that they have, because of the strategies they were planning. And Reckoning had already scoped out the bomb site in the initial couple of seconds when they were looking for that initial kill. But after things came to a halt, RGE wanted to strike once more. Sadly for their side, it just wouldn't be. So, really good defense and a well-deserved win for the side of Anaadi army. They fought their way. They were looking good. Now as well, anti-eco. So, just upgraded pistols for Reckoning Esports with the classics. They are trying to push forward, but they're going to get shut down. Deadly 10 suffers the brunt of it. He's the first person to fall. Hirsch may be the second. Chris now knows about this angle, but he fears the breach flash that can come in at any time. So Reckoning Esports, they are looking for their gunfights, but it's not going to be a comfortable round. Anaadi army, with the better weaponry that they have, they're looking very confident.
Yeah, Trist is playing very close too with the help of Dozer. So was Recon Dart, information being given, and this is even more problematic from Reckoning's end. Pixels is going to lose a lot of shots from the classic, and he will lose to that gunfight towards Dozer. And now it's just Harsh. All by himself in towards the mid. He has fault line. Concussions will come in. Or maybe he'll just wait for the perfect timing to catch any of the agents off guard. Harsh, can he succeed? No, he does not. Dozer would come in. Sprints up, uses the Spectre, and just casually gets the final frag nonetheless. A flawless round in the end at the hands of AA, which means that they've won both the eco round as well as the second round too, which means that this will be their bonus round from AA's end. And I really can't wait to see Ayan use his judge weapon put to good use.
Yeah, the judge always passes out the same verdict no matter who holds the gavel. It's a guilty. And it's not life imprisonment, it's death penalty for the opponents whenever it happens. And whenever the judge pops off, so for the time being, it's in the hands of Ayan. Q-Trist is ready with the Spectre. Bad luck's position given away. And he falls back just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, the remaining players of Reckoning Esports, they plan for an A-take. Paranoia hits Deadly 10. He cannot go into the bomb site. No. Once more, the execute is shut down. Anaadi army, they're doing such a good job of splitting this execute in half. They wait for the dive agent. They wait for Deadly to push in. As soon as he does, Deadly's all alone. The remaining attackers cannot push through the smoke because, of course, there's a smoke. There is Paranoia. There is I think the pain shells as well were thrown. No, not the pain shells. I believe there was another bit of utility. I think it was the shock dart or something along the lines of that. But there was just so much thrown, and Deadly 10 just had no way of, letting his teammates join him in that A bomb site. Reckoning's executes have been shutting down time and time again, and Anaadi army have been doing such a good job of that. RGE really need a different strategy. Maybe focus on mid, maybe focus on B. Don't be as quick because this isn't working. This will now be the 6th round for AA.
Turns out RGE underestimated AA's defensive hold. And now they are feeling the pain on the attacker's end. I believe the RGE will make a decision to save the round, which means they'll have Phantoms and Vandals in their hand. Even more so, I have to say, the read on Neon's push that Deadly makes most of the time is a job well done for them, because you always know that whenever you see Neon on attack, you have to keep moving, you have to be fast, you have to, be on the side as quick as possible, right? That's exactly how Neon works most of the time. Mainly, you'd see the dash which would come in from A main, either from mid cubby, but the way how they're countering it with those perfect timings. The paint bomb from Trist, the crossfire angles from Ayan and Lost, all 4 players from team AA has been handling out the A side for the past 3 rounds, and they've won all 3 of them. So, for Reckoning, when it comes to information, they're not getting a lot from mid and B itself. They're not trying to, play for picks, see whether if the entire mid side is clear or maybe the entire B side is clear. They don't usually go for intel gathering at the early round. They would just instantly think, you know what, let's just stay in position on the A side. We'll be on A tree, we'll be on A hallway, and when the time is right, we'll just use our smokes and then just push in just like we always do. Although going in blindly, there's a 50-50% chance that both the attackers as well as the defenders can have a chance to either successfully execute the push on attack or eventually end up winning on defense. So when it comes to that 50-50 gunfights, we see AA succeeding on all 3 of them. And this time, they know exactly what's happening, right? And this time, we will see Reckoning Esports, which will make a decision on gain mid control, see whether if they can get an information or not. And there you go. Information's being given. Concussion is in. Ayan is going to miss a lot of shots. And Deadly, not so deadly at all, but Dozer is here. So does Lost. The 2 kills. Man, the pixels are gone. It's just 2 players left. Harsh and Rio. This is not looking good on Reckoning's end. Even with the timeout being asked, even with the timeout being requested, it is still not enough. Turns out Anaadi army has finally recovered on the second half, and they want to keep the aggressiveness, or should I say the round going. They want to win map number 2, and looks like this might be their chance.
Very well can be, but if that happens, Baba, you have to promise me one thing.
What is it?
You never tell aggressive about this map. You never tell him about the 9-3 curse.
Oh, yeah.
He will never he will never stop about it. I will hear it for the rest of eternity. He'll be like, CCV, you were casting it. You laid that 9-3 curse, not me. Right now, Anaadi Army, I don't know if it's a curse or if it's just their team working their magic, but something is clearly working. You can see a bit of the frustration on the face of Pixels as well. One of his compadres dies as the opening casualty. Yet again, Anaadi Army find the opener. And yeah, it's no one other than Deadly 10, the entry fragger on attack, the alone, the solo entry fragger as well of the board. The spearhead of the executions is gone. It's now down to the supportive players to make something. Now, of course, supportive players, because of their archetypes, they can frag out really well within their own right, and that's exactly what Badlove is going to go for. He pushes down lane, but he's all alone. Why would you go for such a risky solo play? He must be asking himself. His teammates must be asking him. But Reckoning are growing more and more desperate as rounds go on. Anaadi Army, they're looking confident. Ayan Q another. He's got the rendezvous to go back, but he doesn't even need it. Just, use the rendezvous for the sake of it. Triple kill for the Chamber. A consecutive flawless round win for AA. And now they have now they have won 5 rounds in a row without giving a single bit of retaliation for Reckoning ever since the second half has started.
Yeah, what a turnaround from AA. And what a way to come back on the second half. But once we thought this was Reckoning's round in the first half, suddenly we see AA fight back. And this time, whatever strategies this Reckoning Esports have placed on towards them, it is not working out. And look at that, Reckoning Esports, desperate attempt once again, concussion towards Ayan, but he's still alive, he's dealing damage, and even more so, he gets to succeed. Taking out Deadly, using the rendezvous to fall back, information being given, Ayan has to fall back, but he's been stuck from the aftershock as well as the pull from the fade. Post plant, Pixels is angry, headshot to take out Dozer, Badlove is still alive, and here comes the anger from Reckoning Esports. It's an entire clean out and a thrifty at the hands of Reckoning Esports. Recovery had to be made, and this thrifty round will ensure that Reckoning Esports would come back 10-8. They need 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds to win map number 2, and AA, even though they did lose the previous round, they still have their economy back, which means that they still have the AWP, they still have the Odin, and even more so, heavy armors on all 5 players, which means that Reckoning Esports, they're not done just yet. They have to win 1 more round if they have to crumble the economy at the hands of Anaadi Army.
Oh, Anaadi Army, this time the crumble may just occur if they're not careful. Reckoning Esports, now they've got all the advantage in the world. Sure, better guns on AA because of the fact that they had been winning like round after round after round ever since the second half had started. But doesn't mean that Reckoning can't still secure this. 4 ultimates for the attackers. They're ready. There is that Odin from Lost, and Lost is the only one in the B-bomb side. If the Rolling Thunder hits him, if the Orbital Strike hits him, he's gone. B-bomb side is up for grabs. Prowler at the start just clears out a couple of the corners. Doesn't see anyone because there isn't anyone. Lost needs to be very clear on his comms. It is going to be a Rolling Thunder in the B-bomb side. Deadly 10 pushes in. Lost is concussed. Does Deadly 10 know about this? Does he check Boathouse? It's going to be the Orbital Strike as well. The Sova is gone. No mercy shown to him. No hope for him to recover. Anaadi already strike with the retake, but they themselves are concussed. All the defenders trying to flood from the stairs or from lane. Doxer with the opener. Pop flash from Paradox. Doesn't get anyone just yet. Reckoning Esports are spread out all over the map. Couple in B heaven. Couple in the site. And Pixels is still waiting on the peak from his teammate. He swings. That's 1 for him. It's all down to Trist. He is inside the bomb side. Another isolated gunfight. Showstopper. It does it. It lands. Oh my god. Trist. What a brilliant 1 versus 3 to allow Anaadi Army the 9th round. My god. Ah,
Yeah, 1v1
Okay.
at the perfect time. Yeah, I just
Yep.
realized I just muted myself on Discord. Yeah, I was about to say, man, what a clutch though. What a clutch from Trist. And it was unnecessary one of that too. Reckoning Esports, they were about to bring in the heat, and that heat was extinguished immediately by a drop of water, and that water immediately just doused out everything that Reckoning Esports had. But they're still alive. They're still in the lead. And this time, it's even more concerning from Reckoning's end. Even more so, it's the same thing from AA's end too. What will be the next play? What will Reckoning Esports think of it now? And I'm guessing that they want to have mid control. Maybe they want to have an execute on A side once again. And looks like that will happen.
Yeah, they're just waiting it out. And they're seeing the execute is upon the side of Anaadi army. Deadly 10 once more. The person initiating the things as the duelist. First person to head in, not to the bomb side, but towards A heaven. Trist is holding the crossfire, but now he's concussed, got to fall back. He's got the support of the Sova. Rio can also swing, and in the bomb side, you have Paradox holding the ground. So Anaadi have the members of Reckoning completely cornered off. What a brilliant play from the KO. A triple kill for him. And okay, lost. Alright, that was something. But it is going to be Doxer to close it out. Now the scores are leveled all the way from a 9-3 to a 10-10. Anaadi army. What a comeback this has been. Now they just need to send it off and secure the map to push us into Haven. And they very well are looking to be on that same path, because Reckoning Esports and their buy, their economy, everything is looking very hasty, very, very shaky.
AA, now they've got their opportunity on run number 21. And all they've got to do is to keep continuing the aggression. Ayan,
Spike down. B.
Hedge, good shot at that too with the op. And Dozer, he's somehow inside this chaos. Still waiting for that perfect opening. And Paradox, not quite sure if he'll be alive, but Deadly, he's continuing his own main pressure. Paranoia will work out. Bad love, one more headshot. He's
Spike
dead,
down,
even
B.
including the spike. They even have confirmation. Even more so, they don't have enough man count. Deadly and Harsh are the only two players left. What can they do next? 1 minute left, not a lot of time, not a lot of information regarding the rest of the three players. They're making a decision to fall back. Trist playing this patiently, but does not have control on mid. Will they make a decision to plant a post-plant situation on the A side? I really guess so. I believe he hears the noise from the footsteps. Maybe he did. Maybe they did not. But all in all, Reckoning Esports will have succession on the A side. Post-plant will happen,
30
which
seconds
means
left.
that this is a 2v3 situation. Bot line is
Yeah.
present from Harsh, but no flashes. They have to win it out via trades. Deadly doesn't have his Deadly doesn't have any of his utilities too, so they have to rely on gunfights. And this crossfire angle has to succeed for Reckoning Esports if they have to win this round.
Alright, so everything is set up. Two players of Anaadi army going in from Gardens. Just from A main. They destroy the door in an instant. The fault line goes through. Now Reckoning have no utility whatsoever. They gotta go for the gunfights. They need to waste the time. How much longer can they hold? There is just the one attacker in the bomb side. Hush behind the boxes. Good for one. Now he's shut down. Did he buy enough time?
Last player
Yes,
standing.
Yes!
Clutch.
Yes, he did. Reckoning Esports get the 11th, and you can see the despair on the side of Anaadi army. We just saw Trist and his face cam as well. Oh, it was the round that was one of the most influential ones, the one that decided the lead, the one that decided the momentum. But Reckoning closed it out. They bought just enough time for their side and Anaadi army. Oh, they're ready. Ianq, Torde Force alongside a Spectre. Reckoning Esports, weaker buy from them. Couple of half armor, Spectre on Rio, so not the strongest, but they need the opening kill, and that's exactly what they'll be looking for. It's going to be, well, it's looking to be a fast take on A.
Information's being given from the Sova's Recon, which immediately Lost decides to use the Hunter's Fury. That did not work to no avail. Information will be given from the suppressive knife. Will detect that there is deadly in the premises. But instead, they'll just fall back. And my god, Lost. He has wasted so much utilities, especially the Hunter's Fury at the early round itself. This is not good. This would have been helped out on post-plant situations because they're rotating back on the B side. They have control. Even more so, AA doesn't have control on mid. Although there is a trap being laid, which means that they will have immediate information regarding if mid is compromised or not. But Ayan missing that shot would be even much more problem. And here comes the rolling thunder from Harsh. AA is looking so much difficult. They're already in the side. Control is theirs. Post-plant back again, reckoning Esports. They might have done this. This is not looking too good on AA's end. No ultimate. Not a lot of utilities to go through. Paranoia is still present. Bad Love lurking as he could. Lost knows this. Can he succeed? No, it does not. Bad Love is still alive. They still have mid control. And now AA, their pressure still lives on. What are they going to do next? Not quite sure. Paradox will get to take out Rio, but is it more than enough? No, a trade game will come in from Pixels. Paradox is still alive. He gets to take out Bad Love, but they're losing a lot of time. 3v2. Shock drone. Shock dart from Deadly. Deadly. Back again. Perfectly timed. And all they had to do was just arrive right at their crosshairs. Reckoning Esports on match point 12-10. This is painful for AA's end. They lost that 2v3, that crucial 2v3 post-plant. They wasted so much time, and because of it, they had to face the consequences. Can they survive? Can they succeed? Will we see AA come back winning 2 defensive rounds? This is it. Reckoning Esports, they have the momentum, they have the pressure, but can they succeed on map number 2?
Now, for Reckoning Esports. A single round away from securing a spot in the group stages after going through the first qualifier. Now, everything that they've achieved in the second qualifier, it's all just a round away, but Anaadi Army, they're not going to give up, not this easily. Anyways, Ayan with the opener. You've got Trist sitting with the judge, and you can just see, Trist looking at the mini-map constantly. We can see in the face cam. Again, brilliant information we're getting. He's watching the crosshair, watching the mini-map, watching crosshair, mini-map, back and forth, getting that information. Everyone is doing the same, not just on Anaadi Army, but Reckoning as well. They're figuring out their own positions. They're figuring out exactly where they need to go in order to go for an execute. So now we wait and we watch what Reckoning do. From the shadows from Doctor, I think one of the very few times we've seen it, but he instantly gets shut down, so he's got to go back. And Anaadi Army, no, it will be an A take. Reckoning go for the Nightfall. They push through the fragment. Deadly 10 inside of the bomb side. Paradox is gone. The attackers now have total site control. The Nightfall gives the location of so many of these defenders. There is the Swamp Fire happening. Deadly 10, he evades the bullets, but he's barely alive. Many members of Reckoning are in that predicament. Anaadi Army, they're just on the outskirts of this bomb site. They're looking to counter back. They want to flood in. They want to converge. And Doxer gets the opener. That's the Neon gone. 2 on Heaven, 2 on Gardens. Bad Love gets 1, but he's off. Harsh also departs. So does Rio. Everyone in Reckoning Esports is gone. And Anaadi Army, they get their 11th round. Now 1 away from complete equalization.
This is huge. This is huge coming in from Anaadi's army. They just won. They recovered post-plant. Even more so, Reckoning Esports, they don't have their ultimates up. They expended most of it. 24 kills for Bad Love. At this point in the second half, he's been silent. In the first half, he was being so dangerous for the opposition team. And this time, it's Ayan's turn to be deadly. What will happen next? Currently, we see Reckoning Esports playing for picks once again. Get important information. See whether if they can salvage anything out of it. Some utilities being placed to deny some B push from the defensive side. And look at that. Deadly sprints away. Dozer knows this. Just have to place this patiently. Flash. And Dozer gets that first frag. This is important. Paranoia. That will force Harsh in a very difficult spot. His information has been compromised. Even more so, he needs to fall back. And fall back it is. Once again, we see AA get the early peak advantage. And this is exactly what they want if they have to succeed up against Reckoning Esports. It's the second time. And even more so, it is deadly at the hands of Ayan. The op shot to shut down Bad Love. The A execute will come back once again. All three players from Reckoning Esports are hunkered down and Trist is still here. He's still holding out. Satchel charges, the support, everything is present. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime. Man, oh man,
Switching sides.
Anaadi Army, they have
Overtime.
brought this match back on track. Map was sent, they still have a chance. But can we see them succeed? Will we see map decider, which will happen on Haven? And this is not looking good on Reckoning's end. They just lost 2 rounds back to back, and this is dangerous coming in from Reckoning's end.
Absolutely, Reckoning Esports. Well, now it's all even, Stevens, since we are heading into overtime. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you... Oh, sorry, different esports styles. My bad. Very few people will get the reference. I mean, obviously, Baba, we will. But like, you know, I would recommend watching other broadcasts that take place here at the Esports Club. Many esports titles that we have going on. Also, of course, gotta give shout out to Blackjack, my man, everyone's favorite. But now coming back to the game at hand. All right, we've diverted away, but the attention of these players cannot, not at this time. It can't be diverted from what will be taking place over the course of the next couple of rounds. So, we can see all the players right here. You know, they're ready. They're in the zone. Reckoning. Most of their players, I mean, yeah, except for Pixels, I think everyone is in the boot camp. Now, I don't know if Pixels is like in the same like building or something like what VLT used to have back when Marzel was there. You know, he used to play from a different room, same building. It's kind of like that setup. I mean, if there's anyone in Reckoning Esports who can answer this, it will be grateful. I'll have a look at the chat later on. But whatever. Reckoning, my point being, they're all together in that boot camp. They can talk things through in between the maps as well. Anaadi Army, for the time being, they don't have the luxury. But if they make it to the group stages, if they make it to the top 4 of the best teams that we'll have in South Asia, they very well can get a spot in the LAN, and there they will all be in person. They will all be with each other, and they can give a great performance on the live stage in front of hundreds and potentially even thousands of viewers in that esports arena that we have. But for the time being, it's still many viewers watching online and hoping Anaadi Army wins. That's, well, all of their supporters. Reckoning and their supporters, they want just the opposite of that. So very soon, I believe this tactical timeout will be coming to an end, and we'll be commencing off with this overtime. Keeping that in mind, what is the strategy? Because Reckoning are back on their defense. This is where they were looking so confident. Anaadi Army, if they can secure a round on attack, it's going to be amazing. But even after that, even if Reckoning win here, all Anaadi need to do is win on their defense. So it's really the weaker side win. If a team can manage that, it'll be so much more helpful. So let's start off round number 25.
Yep, this is it. Let's see whether if Reckoning Esports can succeed on defense once again. Crawler information, oh boy. The pull as well, followed up with an aftershock. Looks like they will get one. Oh boy, that combo is such a deadly combo. Early peak immediately when we saw Fade not only get the info, but also pulls out the pull. Even more so, what's even more deadlier is that they've succeeded in taking out Trist. The Raze Paint Bomb won't be available. Even more so, Boom Bot wouldn't be available for the attackers, which would help even more so on the execute. And Rio getting tagged a lot, will be forced to fall back. Concussive is in, so does Harsh. Still holding out this ground. They know exactly what's happening. This is B execute. And Reckoning Esports are doing what they do best at holding out their side. Harsh is still alive. He gets to take out one more player, but it's too late. They have control on the side. Post plant. 3 players left. Attackers are not looking good. All players. Pop flash from KO, and Ayan gets away with a kill. Deadly needs to do something about this, but no, Ayan gets one more. This is
Wait.
good. This is huge. They're making a comeback.
Oh my god.
AA.
Okay.
How are they coming back on attack? This is good. This is looking so good on the defensive end, and Bad Love, he can't do anything about it. Overtime match point at the hands of AA. Despite them losing a lot of attack rounds in the first half, they have finally come back. Match point is in for AA, and Reckoning Esports, their win is slowly starting to slip away at the tip of their fingers.
Yup. For Reckoning Esports right now, it is going to be just a single round differentiating from another overtime, another set, another pair of rounds, or Haven as our decider map. Now, Reckoning Esports on their attack. Deadly 10 starting the execute. The concussions go through alongside the flashes. Neon inside the bomb side. Doxer's position is given away. Can he hold off the attackers? He spots many of them. He'll be good for one. Another for the Omen. And he's still here at the back of the boathouse. He still wants more kills. He is buying so much time. Now he's shut down alongside Paradox. But everyone in an Anaadi army is shut down, with the exception of their top fragger. Ayan Q's there. 1 versus 2 for him. It is still so much doable. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, Ayan has to clutch if he wants to see deciders. Information from Fade. They have Ayan's info. But on the best part, you could say that there is still a chance to clutch, but Harsh is there. He will deny the victory for map number 2, which means it's back again on an equalizer, 13 to 13. It's all reset. And back again, we will see RGE on defense. Can they win? Or will we see yet another combos? The aftershock and the pull, which worked so good on the previous round. Even more so, you can even combo it with the orbital strike as well. But you have to get more than 3 kills for Pixel in order for that to succeed, right? So
Yeah, and by that time it's already... that is true. Anyways, second overtime it is. Maybe for the next round, we can see a couple of those ults building up. But for the time being...
once again.
Yeah, it is the same combo. Slow goes through. Anaadi army though, expecting a B take. Bad Love round, it was just in the nick of time. Harsh gets a double, a third, and that's the rolling thunder gone off. No, it was a fault line, but still, everyone in Anaadi army goes down. Reckoning Esports. The rotations were just so rapid from their side. Let's have a look at the instant replay. There was a lot going on. Harsh got a double kill. Then he had that third, and after that, it was all done and dusted. So, what was that? I'm confused. Was it the fault line? Was it the rolling thunder? No matter what it was, Harsh definitely was the MVP in that round. And Reckoning Esports win out their defense. Now it's their side who are a round away from sheer victory.
Yep, this time back again, Reckoning Esports have decided to put this match back on track, and they want to be aggressive as ever. Lost. Can he survive? No! He actually gets it! What a turnaround from Lost! The pure sheer aggressiveness that Deadly had immediately shuts down just like that. The aggressiveness push. They still have the control on the B side, and Ayan knows exactly where Pixel's location is. Flash wouldn't work out. Post plant. It's still equalized 4-4 man count, and Ayan has been constantly tanked with that wall bang. It's all come down to this post plant, and Pixel gets an opening.
What?
Ayan goes out. He was flashed, and somehow he gets an opening just like that. CCB, can you imagine that? Information from Fade. They still don't have control from B main. This is it. All Reckoning Esports have to do is just hold their ground. They're pushing it. They're pushing the side. Satchel charge. They get to take out Pixels. Now Bad Love, Harsh and Rio, they have to hold their ground. They still have to hold down. Bad Love, Paradox, the time is not looking good. Whips out the Headhunter. And there you have it, folks. Reckoning Esports will succeed their overtime round. Second map is theirs, 15-13. So we all know what it means, folks. They will proceed into the next phase. They have a spot for the group stage. Congratulations to them. And unfortunate for Team Unfortunate for Team AA,
Anaadi,
they
yeah.
still an Anari army. They still have a chance at the wild cards, but it will be
Yes.
a tough competition for them. Reckoning Esports, finally, they've done it.
Oh boy.
They've succeeded map number 2, and now they've got a
Uh-huh.
spotless like that.
Reckoning. What a what a map. I mean, first of all, credit to Anari Army. Being down 3-9, pushing it into overtime, that's no small feat. I don't care what your opinion is on the 9-3 curse. In my eyes, that was just based on their play. If you want to believe in the curse, sure, whatever. At the end, it didn't come true anyways. Just saying. But excellent, excellent usage from Anari Army. Their defense stood the test of time. Every single execute Reckoning went for, Anari were ready for it. They dismantled those executions. They split apart everything Reckoning were trying, and only then did they secure overtime. But sadly, Baba, it wasn't enough. In overtime, Reckoning struck gold. Let's have a look at the highlights. Let's see the 28 rounds that we witnessed right here, because these were something. My God, right from the get-go, what an advantage Reckoning had. It dwindled down to nothing. 9-3 was equalized to a 10-10, but it was converted into a 15-13 later. Reckoning Esports, they will indeed be moving on forward into the group stages, starting from the 25th.
Yep, they will definitely celebrate their victory. Group stage spot, well, it's all theirs. And I could say the same thing towards Medal Esports as well too. This match though, at the second half, at the second match of Map Ascent, boy oh boy, did I not expect an Anaadi army to just come back on a second half like that on defense? You could say it's a 9-3 curse, but in the end, it was at overtime where Reckoning Esports got their composure back. They survived the overtime match point that AA had on defense. Actually, that was on attack. And it was all thanks to Harsh. They had the fault line, they even had the flashes at the right time, and all Harsh had to do was just hold their ground, hold the execute on the B side, and that aggressiveness was contained nonetheless. Man, what a close round. I have to say, I have no words to say at this point. Pixels, the combos from Rio's pull and the aftershock, which was so deadly, and it was so difficult because if one of them gets caught, there is no way that you can get out, right? Including the
Right.
aftershock, the combo from Pixel, the orbital strike and Rio's pull was so devastating. 3 kills just from that orbital strike. Those combos that you have from Fade was so influential for Reckoning Esports, which was very powerful on
Absolutely.
defense, but it didn't had the same impact like it did on attack. Because, you know, you're playing, Deadly was playing as the Neon. He was meant to be aggressive. He was meant to gain aggressive control from a nearby site. They had to, you know, make pressure every single round because that's exactly how Neon works. So even if there is some slight rounds where they did play it passively, Deadly cannot play passively, right? Because the Neon kit works as an aggressive tool, so he needs to keep pressure. He needs to ensure that he'll be able to, you know, take out players one by one. Even if he gets picked out, he needs to ensure that the amount of information will be given from from the hands of the teammates. And there you go. That was the final round.
Yeah.
As we take a look at the MVP scoreboards, it's the Chamber, Bad Love, and Ayan. First half, it was
20,
just Bad Love, yeah. 28.
yeah. Mm-hmm. 28-19 for him, 26-20 for Ayan Q. Even the other players as well. Doxer 17 kills, Triss 21 on the side of Reckoning. It was Harsh 19. Pixels, the man of the day, the birthday boy, definitely will be celebrating his birthday a lot more now, with a lot more of happiness and a lot more of the stress gone away. He's got around an hour and 15 minutes in his birthday left, but this is going to be certainly the birthday bash that he was looking for, because everyone in Reckoning, they bashed out the side of Anaadi army from getting into the group stages. Now, given there is still the chance Anaadi make it to said group stages if they fight on their way through the wild cards and they become that one wild card team. But having a look at the results of this best of three, the second qualifier now comes to an end. In the final BO3 we saw, the first map was Icebox, a 13-8 win for Reckoning Esports. The second map, Ascent, a 15-13 win for Reckoning once again. Haven will not be seen, but the performance was seen and noticed by everyone that was watching this match, be it the players of Anaadi, be it the players of RGE. Amazing best of three that was here. This was the perfect way to end our second qualifier. So now, for the time being, we have got most of our, we've got 7 of our teams in the group stages finalized, and we've got 3 out of the 4 teams in the wildcards finalized as well. We've got Anaadi Army right now. We've got True Rippers. We've got Augless, who lost just in the previous best of 3. And the final team will be decided based on previous match results and histories. Because again, Medal Esports moved on forward into the group stages. Their spot in the wildcards is vacant after what took place today. So that will be decided. So make sure you're following us on the Esports Club to get to know which will be the 4th team. For the time being, however, here at the Challenger Series, we're done. Qualifiers over. From now on, no more open registrations. Everything is done. We have our final few teams there. Group stages are going to be intense. But tomorrow, the 22nd, and day after, the 23rd, we will be conducting our wildcards. We will be seeing which will be the final team to move on forward into the group stages to close out the 8-team derby that we will have for the group stages for the next 5 days. They'll be there. And of course, the top 4 from that will be moving on forward into the Esports Club Arena, the LAN event taking place in Bangalore, August 12th, 13th, and 14th. Once again, in the description, you can get yourselves the free tickets to the LAN. There'll be so much more than just Valorant. Truly, you ought to be there because it's going to be the biggest gaming and esports festival India will have in 2022. But for the time being, I hope you've enjoyed this stream right here. If you're watching us on YouTube, again, make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching us on Loco, make sure you're following this channel as well. And again, go in the description, get yourself some laptops powered by AMD Ryzen Processors. Truly the best in line. Get those laptops secured with the Windows 11 operating system as well. Really good security, very well optimized. Of course, if you want everything to load at the fastest rates possible, SSDs from Crucial never disappoint, always exceed your expectations and always exceed breakneck speeds. For the time being, hopefully you have enjoyed us here at the Esports Club. We'll be taking a leave. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. But for the time being, it's me, CCV, alongside Babagusta. We'll be signing off. Take care and bye-bye.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.